Are you afraid of blood? Well, you should be. Hey, what up Snow Squad, it's your boy Snow, and we're back again here on the All-Star Tower Defense, and man, I'm really excited to share you this video because this vid would not be about a mega rare or a 5-star unit, but rather this vid would be all about one of the newest 4-star in the game. That's gonna be Nezuko. But before we get started, guys, we are so close on hitting our 80k sub goal, so what are you waiting for? Smash, kick, punch, shoot, nuke, or whatever you want to do on that subscribe button. And of course, if you want to get some additional luck, oops, that's a cap, guys, praise that thumbs up button right now. Anyway, I finally had some free time to try out the newest map on the story mode, the Shiganshina, which is obviously from AOT or Attack on Titan. And guys, listen, if there would be a place on an anime that you want to live at, or probably just want to take a visit, which place is it? And bro, please include which anime is that so I can also relate, because I do not know a lot of animes, because I know I would die on Shiganshina, but I just wanted to see a Titan for real. Speaking of Titan, guys, look at this. Ta-da! Bro, look at his face. Man, he looks like my haters. Well, it feels good to ride my haters. Anyway, going back to Nezuko, as you guys can see, I intentionally let her stay at level 1 because I wanted you guys to see how good of a unit Nezuko is, especially for story mode. When it was my first time doing and trying the newest map, one big problem that I saw was the difficulty of the map was actually on the number of those mobs and not actually those tanky HPs. The main issue when I tried it was I do have some 5-star units that can easily wipe them out, but I always find myself not having enough cash to max a unit. So what I did was I abused the old version of Erwin, and yeah, by the way guys, this would no longer work. I mean, the clip that you can see right now, that was the older version of Erwin, and as you guys might know, Erwin was changed. But yeah, isn't it satisfying that my Nomu 4 and also my Baroque Agent 4 carried me on to chapter 1? But yeah, that was supposedly this video will be all about. It's gonna be about the Erwin's power, but all of a sudden Erwin was changed. So yeah, I was forced to formulate a different strategy to finish and solo the Shiganshina map, and this was the start of me discovering the potential of Nezuko. Nezuko is a ground unit with a good amount of damage and a full AOE for only 900 cash. Well, not really only 900 cash. She's actually expensive. However, there's a catch, guys. There's a catch on this full AOE mode. She only attacks those units who are bleeding, because if they are not, Nezuko would just watch her base to be in vain, because she would do none. I haven't really watched the anime where Nezuko was from, and I also do not know her real power on the anime. But yeah, knowing this information, I tried pairing her up, of course, with Toga, but it didn't turn out that great because of those running mobs on the waves. That's when I decided to use my Dio Brando. Yes, Dio Brando or Dio 4-star cannot attack as fast as Toga, but he got a decent range that can keep up with those running waves. Just make sure to put all your Dios on priority strongest so he would spread the bleed to multiple enemies at once. With this trick, it would unlock the full potential of your Nezuko. As you guys can see on the clips that I'm playing from chapter 2 to chapter 6, I literally only placed 3 Nezuko, and most of the time only 2 of them are maxed because, well, I do not have enough cash. Since on wave 13 to 15, there would be some running mobs that can really run fast and they got some tanky HP as well, I decided to add in my Dio 5-star just, for the stun, and of course, guess what? More bleed. The Dio Nezuko lineup, guys, would only work, however, if they are only dealing with 1 wave at a time. Skipping waves would mess things up because, again, Nezuko can only attack those units that are bleeding, and both your Dio 4-stars and also your Dio 5-stars can only attack every 5 seconds. So yeah, you really have to give them time to spread the bleed, and again, do not forget to set their priority to strongest so that they would not only attack 1 unit at a time. Nezuko is not a cheap unit, and it would cost you, guess what? 6,400 cash to max one Nezuko. But man, it's all worth it because Nezuko's range at max is unreal, which gives your Dios more time to spread the bleed, so you really have to place your Nezuko properly according to the map. I mean, you guys can already see it anyway where I placed my 3 Nezuko, so feel free to copy their formation because I think it's really the best for her. Again guys, keep in mind that Nezuko was only level 1 on this, well actually up until now, so just imagine how smoother these runs would have been if I just had like level 20 or even 50 plus Nezuko. When using Nezuko, maxing one unit at a time worked best when I was soloing the whole Shigen Shina story. The reason why it works so good is because her range would have a big jump, which allowed me to have enough time to let my Dios spread the bleed. Again guys, you have to have patience to literally just wait for the final mob to be on the map before you actually skip the wave. Otherwise, well, there would be a big possibility that your Dios would not have enough time to spread the bleed to all of the units on the floor. She is a full AoE unit guys, but again, she only attacks bleeding units, so carefully placing your Dios on the right position where you can maximize their range is also important. And of course, priority strongest. By the way guys, I also use Goku just to deal with those flying units, and I only needed to place one Goku with 2 upgrades so he can take care of not only those flying units but also those powerful 2 units, because on early waves, I do not have Dio upgraded to upgrade 2 to make them bleed so Nezuko can hit them. But just remember the role of Dio guys. Dio 4 stars are there just to make those units bleed. That's all. It's not about his damage, so you don't really need to upgrade them except on one, because you have to have one Dio 4-star upgraded to 1 so he can also hit those powerful 1 unit on early wave. I did use Eren as well, but he was only there for emergency damage and not really the main source of DPS, as you guys can see. If you do not have Goku, by the way, you can probably use any cheap heal unit that you have. And good thing about this roster, guys, is Eren is not really necessary. Remember, my Nezuko was only level 1, so if I just upgraded her to higher level, I wouldn't have had the problem of those mobs passing through with 100 plus HP left. For the final chapter, however, here I started to feel the need of upgrading her for additional damage because I failed several times because of those mobs from the final wave passing my defense with 200 plus HP. So I decided to just move my units to the second corner, but you guys can still see their formation, so just feel free to copy them or probably just take a screenshot if you really wanted to. But yeah, I was also forced guys to use Erwin to buff my units up, and you can see how smooth it was for me to clean up the final wave of the mob so I can focus on the boss. But then again, it was just because my Nezuko was not really upgraded, so if I just upgraded Nezuko, I would not actually use Erwin at all. Nezuko was the key piece, but she is not capable of killing the boss, and you guys should also understand that. Because she only attacks every second, and that means she cannot really be a big factor when it comes to killing those 30k plus bosses HP, or maybe even 40k. And I'm not sure what would Nezuko's damage, by the way, on higher level, but on level 1, as you guys can see, she can only deal 450 damage at max, so that's the reason why I used Dio 5-star instead to be my main damage dealer for the boss, though I'm not going to hide the fact that my Dio's stun also played a big role for the success of this lineup. But still, you know, you can see how big of a role Nezuko did for the whole thing for just being level 1. So there you have it guys, that is my wombo combo for Nezuko. And again, I'm not saying nor claiming that this is the best lineup for Nezuko, but definitely guys, she's a monster on the battlefield, especially on story mode. By the way guys, for those who are waiting for my Trial 2 solo video, don't worry, I'm already working on it. But anyway guys, good luck to all of you on getting Nezuko, cause bruh, she is now one of my favorite unit when it comes to mechanics. Anyway guys, don't forget to drop your thoughts down in the comment section below about her, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay cold. Peace out.